What's going on, guys? You're in with Hardy Tech, and as you probably know if you've been anywhere around YouTube and the Pokemon community lately, there's this thing going around called the Strip Down Challenge, and I've actually done one of these already over on my vlog channel at Hardy Tech, which I'll put a link to it down below if you guys want to go watch that. So this is technically my second Strip Down Challenge video, which I don't know if you're technically allowed to do that or not, but if you haven't seen these before, it's basically sitting and recording a video, no editing, no post-production, anything, just 10 minutes or more of just talking. And the first one of these in the Pokemon community anyways was done by Shady Penguin, and I immediately recorded one of my response to him, sort of, and just me doing it because it motivated me. And I just watched another one which motivated me even more. And this one, of course, if you saw the title, was by Magnitude, who is another PokeTuber in the community. If you know the league format of all at battling, as far as like the GBA, the UCL, the EXPNU, all the different battle leagues, this guy started it. He's the guy that created all the leagues, and for quite a while now, he's probably been my favorite PokeTuber. He might have been replaced by the Pokemon Professor, but as far as actual like battles and stuff go, for a long time, Magnitude's been one of my favorite PokeTubers. I've always looked up to him, and watching this video I realized that we both followed almost the exact same path on YouTube, but sort of like without really even knowing each other either. Like, we both follow each other on Twitter, and we've had comments back and forth, but I don't think I've ever actually had a conversation with him before, which is a shame. And I just thought it was kind of ironic that watching this video, we've had almost the exact same path with our YouTube careers, but him more in the battling area and me obviously in the Nuzlocke area, as far as my channel. Like, he talked about how he came along when the Pokemon community was still really small, and he became a big fish in this small pond. He became one of the big guys in the community, the guys that people wanted to battle, and got excited about how he had his name on a flyer for some kind of, like, I think it was a charity event or some kind of event. Like, his name was actually on the flyer to help promote people. And I thought very similar to mine, where I was very early in the Nuzlocke era of the Pokemon community. Like, this February is going to be my 4-year anniversary of doing Pokemon Nuzlockes on YouTube. This November, actually, this month, is my 7-year anniversary of doing YouTube videos in general, which is insane. But very quickly, I got really lucky when I came along starting Nuzlockes, because I was a big fish in a small pond, and despite the fact that my videos back then were horrible, like, they're really bad if you go back and look at them, it was a new thing. And when you search Pokemon Nuzlocke, I was the top guy to show up in results. So I started growing really fast. Like, I had, in my first 2 months, I had like 1,000 subscribers, and I started getting like another 1,000 subscribers every month, basically, to where I was averaging like 800 to 1,200 subscribers in a single month. And that was happening very, very fast. And all of a sudden, I was becoming popular in the Pokemon community. I was becoming someone that people knew of and they looked up to, and I was inspiring, and I was one of the big names in the Pokemon community. And it was exciting. Like, it was terrifying. I wouldn't say terrifying. It was so new and unexpected, because I'd been making YouTube videos for 3 years before that point. And for 3 years, I did videos just for me, because I wanted to, because I liked expressing myself. I would just do Call of Duty, Skate 3, stop motion. I just did it to entertain myself, and all of a sudden I had an audience. And much like I did, Magnitude also kind of reached a point where he peaked, and a lot of people started passing him. Like, I've seen a lot of PokeTubers start off in this community, like Hoodlum Scrafty. I knew him when he had like 400 subscribers. Like, I used to have a thing called Pokemon Unite, and he applied for it, which was to help grow smaller channels. And he applied for it, and I turned him down because I knew he was going to be popular. Like, and Shady Penguin, Game Boy Luke, so many other ones. Mega Mogwai, so many people like I've seen grow from itty bitty little channels to the monster success stories they are today. And I've just kind of plateaued, and I've peaked, and I've reached the point where I just kind of was. And for a long time, that was really kind of upsetting, that no matter what I did, I was just kind of stuck. And I know a lot of things that contributed to it, like my channel getting shut down, moving channels, stopping Nuzlockes, people just getting stale, like seeing the exact same thing over and over. Obviously, were a lot of factors that led to it just kind of stopping. Like, I used to get 1,000 subscribers a month, and now I hit 30,000 subscribers in August, and it is November now, and I'm at 30,000 and like 30. So my channel size has almost been completely stagnant for 3 months now, which I guess is good because it's not going down, but you know, it's crazy how that changes. And I thought it was funny that we both kind of took the same path to where we became a lot more focused on helping other people. Like I mentioned with Pokemon Unite, from like the very, very early roots of my channel when I was at like 3,000 subscribers. I was at 3,000 subscribers when I launched Pokemon Unite. I wanted to help smaller channels, and I wanted to give back to this community because the community gave me something so incredibly special. And to this day, whenever I'm streaming, I will do a thing. Raiding. When you're streaming, when you're done streaming, you'll go raid somebody else. I don't raid people I typically know. I like to go into the Pokemon streams and find some tiny little stream with only maybe like 4 or 5 viewers and who looks entertaining, and I want to raid them because I want to give them a help. I want to assist them and show support to them because otherwise they may never get it. And I don't care if they've never heard of me before. 99% of the time they have never heard of me before because that's just my presence in this community now. But it's cool. I love that feeling of giving back to this community because it's a community that has given me so much. It's given me so many opportunities and so many friends. And I just thought it was so weird. As someone I looked up to I don't necessarily know if I'd say I look up to, but someone who I admired his videos for so long, and I hope somehow you actually end up watching this, Magnitude. By the way, you still never sent me the soundtrack to your videos, and you said you do that like 6 months ago. So just saying, that's a thing. That we've had such very similar stories to how we started off big fish in small ponds, and then people passed us by, and then we just kind of almost the exact same point as far as channel size goes, we became very stagnant. Well, I don't know if stagnant is the right word. We peaked, and I've said that many times on Twitter in the past. Is I know that I've peaked as far as YouTube goes, that I've reached the tip of my success, and this is just where I was. I was at the top of the mountain as far as Hardy Tech Yo-Yo goes. That's cool, and I do know that this is getting away from the part where I was so parallel to Magnitude, but I just wanted to point that out. Like listening to the story, and I couldn't help but think of myself and think of how similar our paths were as far as the entire scenario of how our channels has grown. Was just amazing. But there's one thing that's very different in our stories, and with me it has to do with bridges. And I've had a lot of bridges burn. And I was talking about this on Twitter yesterday, how I am always afraid to talk to people. My entire life I've always been extremely shy, and I've always been extremely I don't necessarily know if antisocial is the right term, but I'm not good at talking to people first. Like, I don't know, it feels forced for me to make conversation even with like my best friends sometimes. That's just how it is in my nature. And there's so many cool people in this community that I want to talk to, like Magnitude, like Crimson Seabad, like even people like Tony got away safely. I have struggles talking to, and there's too many for me to name because I just think they're all really cool people. And while I may not watch their videos actively because I'm really burnt out on Nuzlocke and Wi-Fi battles and all that, I just needed a break for them. I still think they're really cool people, like the pair of Exiles, Mrs. Exile, Miss Exile, Mrs. Exile, Meexile. I don't remember exactly if it's Mrs. or I assume it's Mrs. and a Lawful Exile. They're amazing people, and I just never really put myself out there to talk to them. And I'm always kind of afraid that I exiled myself from the community. Like even someone like Hoodlum Scrafty, who I'm on good terms with, another person I never really talked to, and I always see myself getting left out of things because I never take these opportunities to talk to people. And there are some bridges that have been burned because and I'm not going to talk about it in this video because it's just not worth bringing it up and it won't end well. But there are some people in this community that just don't like me. And there are some people who... This community can be very backstabby-ish to where because one bigger popular person doesn't like you, they'll side with them and stop associating with you to benefit from knowing them, basically, which is stupid in my opinion. I don't like the fact that it works that way, and I know there's a lot of people who don't think that way, who do still talk to me and acknowledge me and associate with me, and it means a lot to me when that happens. But I need to, and I always just try to post on Twitter hoping that like other people will notice, like other PokeTubers will notice, because so I can form these associations and bonds with these other people, so I don't feel so left out sometimes. I was like, just please, just talk to me. Say, hey, Hardy, what's up? You know, my Skype is public knowledge. My Twitter's always open, and because I just don't know how to do it. Like, to me, it feels so forced when I try to make conversation, because it just feels forced for me. Even if I want to talk to a person and I genuinely like them, very few times can I just like say, hey, because they say, hey, what do you go from there? I don't know. Like, I hate the process of getting to know someone. It's just incredibly awkward. Also, my air conditioner just turned on, so I'm sorry if you hear that. I can't edit this video, so I can't edit the fact that I'm going to show you guys my pussy live on screen. It's a cat, by the way. Don't worry, there's no vaginas in the realm. Like, I had a great opportunity too, and I blew it out of shyness. Like, I joined a GBA, the D-League Season 2, and there was so many amazing people there. Like, Crimson, who was the one who invited me into the D-League, and all the other competitors. And shyness always got away from me, because I'd always be observing the chat, because all the battlers and all the everyone else associated was in a group chat on Skype, and I was always observing it and reading the messages, and I could just never get myself to contribute, because I was just so shy. It's like I didn't really know these people yet. I didn't know how they were going to judge me or whatever. And eventually, of course, I started getting negative feeling towards the GBA, and not because of anybody else. It's just because of the stress that came with it, because honestly, the season took place at the worst possible time, with me moving and getting behind on school and work and everything else, and having to focus on these battles. The stress just kind of got to me as far as the GBA goes, and I just ended up dropping my last battle because I couldn't keep up with it, and I wasn't enjoying it anymore, because of that stress that I didn't expect, because it just came along at the worst time. And I feel bad, because now I feel like I burned nose bridges, because I know a lot of, like, a few of the other coaches, like, don't associate with me anymore, and I don't know if it's anything I did, or they just were annoyed by me, or whatever. And sometimes I just wish there was a reset button, you know? Like, I've accepted and I'm happy with where I am on the internet, as far as my streaming status goes, my channel size goes. I've accepted it. This is just how it is. I've peaked, and I have something that a lot of people would want. I have an extremely loyal, dedicated, close community, and I think that's amazing, and I'm forever grateful for that. But I also wish there was a reset button sometimes, so I can go back and fix a lot of my mistakes, so I can stop those bridges from being burned, so I can try to form bonds with those people, and so I can actually not feel like I'm not really part of this community, you know? Like, the reason I haven't really worked on Pokemon Bingo is I do know who the next guest is going to be, but the next guest was supposed to be Crimson Seabad, and who's a YouTuber I really enjoy. And I never have it in me to just go, hey, you want to record? Because I also feel like I should have some kind of connection with these people before I record, so it doesn't just feel completely awkward when we're recording. We have nothing to talk about. We don't really know each other that well. And I've never really had that many conversations with Crimson. So that's another thing I've been afraid of, is I just got to sit down and get to know these people. And I'm always stopping myself from making those chances and from taking those chances. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. So that's why sometimes I just kind of wish there was a reset button, because, you know, growing up, fun fact, if you guys didn't know, if you never really watched my content before, I was homeschooled for most of my high school years, and I was bullied and didn't really have any friends when I did go to public school. And I have really bad social skills. Like, when I live with 2 roommates, and I talk to them just fine because I'm comfortable around them, but with new people and people I still don't really know, and just making conversation with people is terrifying for me, to the point where, like, if I have to go make conversation with somebody, I have to go force conversation, I get all shaky, because I get so nervous and terrified of what would happen. And it's it's annoying to live with, to say the least. Having skipped that entire phase where you develop your social skills is getting bit by cats. Ow! Why is this unedited? Go away! Anyways, it's rough, you know. And who knows, maybe this will be that door that I'm able to kick open again. I know things will never be how I want them to be. I know I'll never have the opportunities to be part of all the cool kid groups, you know. And I know a lot of bridges, I didn't think a lot of bridges could be rebuilt, but I don't know, I've had a bridge rebuilt recently in my life that kind of gives me hope, because it's someone I never really thought I'd associate with again, and now we're on good terms when we're friends again. So maybe that's a good sign, you know, that some of these bridges can be built. All bridges can be burnt, but can some of them be rebuilt? I don't know. This is not really what I intended to talk about at first. I want to talk about how this, I loved Magnitude's story, and I highly suggest you go watch it. It'll be the very first link in this video is in the description. You should go watch his, because he's someone I've looked up to, and I always thought he is the most personality of any PokeTuber. One of the probably most personality people of anybody on YouTube, in my opinion. Like, you go watch his videos, it's just the amount of personality and love and just entertainment in his videos is always just amazing to me. And I had the privilege of being his 100th Wi-Fi battle, so that was an honor for me to do that. To be able to be his 100th Wi-Fi battle was just amazing. And this is completely random, but he mentioned that he was Hayden's, you guys know Hayden, the PokeTuber, he was Hayden's 600 sub special as he battled Hayden when Hayden hit 600 subs. And I just thought it was funny. To this day, there's still some people out there who only know me as the exploding Caterpie guy from Dick Pinch vs. Caterpie. So I thought that was kind of funny. But like Hayden, I feel like that was another drop ball. Like, I was someone I was on talking terms with, and in my shyness, I don't make conversation with these people. Like Good Guy Ghastly, Pedro and Sarcasm to Sickness. Pedro, I think he goes by the Tactician now. He used to be the Great Bulbasaurus. Amazing people I never make conversation with because I'm just shy and I don't know what to say. And I feel like I've had so many opportunities and I've just dropped the ball so many times. And it's just, you ever see imagine this. Like, I feel like the kid who's not necessarily a kid, just I'm standing on the outside looking through the window and everybody inside it's having fun together, and like it's snowing and raining and I'm dying and I have one leg. Okay, I have two legs. I'm just trying to make this worse, I guess. That's just how it feels sometimes, you know. Like, I almost feel like my little community, Team Caterpie, is completely separate from the rest of the Pokemon world, which I don't like. It's not fun. Like Invictus, another streamer, I did a multi-Twitch with him and it was amazing and I want to do more with him, and I just never have I just never take the opportunity to talk to these people. And Galactic Elliot and Houndoomed, and I doubt these guys are even watching these videos right now. If you tag them in it, if you see this, whatever, then hi, you guys are awesome, I love your streams, you're cool. And just shyness, and I don't know, maybe they feel the same way. Maybe there's something about me that doesn't make these people talk to me or want to make the conversation with me, because I mean, it is a two-way street, you know. It's not completely on me, I suppose, but sometimes I wish I could just fix things, and I don't know how. I don't know how to go about rebuilding bridges. I don't know how to go about becoming friends with people without it feeling forced. I don't know how it happens. Most of my friends come to me. You know, almost all my friends I have are people who watched my videos and started talking to me. Like, I can't remember the last time I went out of my way to try to make friends with somebody, and I don't really know how to do that. And it makes me sad because there's so many cool people in this community, and I feel so left out of a lot of things because I just stick in my bubble because I'm afraid of the world, and it sucks. But I rambled for long enough. Magnitude, if you watch this, thank you for inspiring me to... Like, if you didn't know, my GBA stuff was very heavily influenced by Magnitude, because and the guy that I kept talking about here, I'm gonna throw the cat back here. In my GBA promos, whenever I kept talking about it was actually planned to be Magnitude, because he was, you know, the guy who created the GBA, and after the season, I wanted to call him out in one final battle to find out who the most entertaining person in the GBA was. So it's a shame that never came to fruition. Magnitude, I mean, I'll take on your Season 5 GBA team with my D-League Season 2 team, if you want to. But I just wish I didn't drop the ball on that, because I'm very sad that had happened. But, oh well, that was my little ramble. Feels good to get stuff off your chest. I'll be doing a lot more videos like this on my vlog channel, which is youtube.com/hardytack. Hardytack, HARDYTACK. This is probably the only time you see something like this on this channel for a while. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. So if you actually made it this far, you're amazing. Make sure to include Yoo-hoo in your comments so I know. But unless you just skipped to the end, in which case you suck. Alright, I'm gonna go now. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody for being amazing. And I don't know if I'm allowed to do 2 of these, but I don't give a crap.